Are you a healthcare worker and are you also into agriculture? If you are, then in today's video, I'm going to be telling you about an immigration pathway that the government of Saskatchewan has introduced in helping to reduce the labor shortage that they are experiencing. So they have said that international applicants into the sectors of agriculture and healthcare would be needed in helping to cut down the shortage that they are experiencing in that province. For those of you who do not know, Saskatchewan is in Canada, and a lot of people are looking to migrate to Canada very, very soon. So we're going to be having a look together from the Saskatchewan's government website so that you will have more information about these pathways. So the Minister of Immigration and Career Training, Jeremy Harrison, has said that Saskatchewan will continue to align its immigration program with current labor market needs, and these new pathways will attract international skilled workers with industry-specific experience to fill in-demand jobs in healthcare and agriculture. And they have said that agriculture is the backbone of the Saskatchewan economy, and the new agriculture talent pathway will enable producers to assess the talents that they need to continue feeding the world, growing the value of exports, increasing value-added agriculture, and harnessing new technologies and innovations. What they have also said is that the pathway will help meet the increased demand for labor to fill in demand and emerging jobs in the agriculture industry, like I said. So I'm going to be leaving the link to this website in the description box and also in the comment section for you to be able to access it easily. And they have told us that for more details on this pathway, so the agriculture talent pathway and the health talent pathway, there is a link for you to visit. So let's try with the agriculture talent pathway first, and it takes us to this page that tells us more about this agriculture talent pathway, and it tells you the eligibility, who cannot apply through this agriculture pathway, how to apply for it, what you need to know about using immigration representatives and other forms and information. So we're just going to brush through it quickly. Like I said, I will leave the link in the description box for you to read more and do further research on your own. So they have told us that for you to utilize this talent pathway for agriculture, you need to have an approved job offer in Saskatchewan. You also need to meet the criteria for this category, which we're going to be looking at shortly. And you also need to intend to reside in Saskatchewan as a permanent resident, and Saskatchewan is in Canada. Eligibility criteria that you need to meet: you need to have a language score of at least Canadian language benchmark of 4. Some employers or regulators may ask for scores that are higher than that. It's a very low score, so ensure that you prepare for it properly. It's more like proof of English, basically. So ensure that you prepare for it appropriately. You also need to have completed secondary school, which is high school or higher level education. You need to have at least 1 year of full-time work experience. So you need to have work experience, basically. Either 1 year full-time work experience in the past 3 years in the job category that you are applying through, or you need to have at least 6 months of work experience in the job with the employer that has provided you this approval letter. Basically, the work experience does not need to be consecutive work experience in either case. So it does not mean that you have to work full straight. No, it can be in between. And then you also need to attest to your intent to work and reside in Saskatchewan. So you need to ensure that you are staying in the locality, in the province. You are staying there. You're not getting a job there and you are moving away. No, what they want is for people who would come, get a job and reside in the province. And I've also said that you need to have an offer for an eligible permanent full-time agricultural sector job in Saskatchewan. They've gone on to tell us the jobs that are eligible in this criteria. So they've told you material handlers, specialized livestock workers and farm machinery operators, livestock laborers, harvesting laborers, quite a number of them. You can see the list on here. I'll leave the link in the description box for you to read through further. So they've told us who cannot apply for this pathway, and the following people cannot apply: refugee claimants in Canada who are claiming refugee status from the government of Canada. You cannot apply for this category, but you may not be eligible if you did not provide the required documents at the time of submitting your application. You were not able to prove that you plan to live and work in Saskatchewan, and you or your representative have intentionally misrepresented yourselves in the application. This is cases where they say, village people are following you. So ensure that you proofread, do it properly when you are applying. Ensure that you apply properly and proofread whatever it is that you are applying. They've given a step-by-step guide on how to apply for jobs in the agricultural sector. And they say you need a job offer. We agree. We know that you need a job offer. And to start your search, to make it easy for you, they've given you a link for you to be able to apply for jobs in the agricultural sector. And then your employer would need to provide you with the approval letter, basically, when you get the job with them. And so when you do all of that, applications that are submitted with missing documents or not translated will be returned. If your application is returned, you will be sent a letter and asked to reapply. So this is the link for you to start your application online when you get a job. You need to create an account, complete all of the sectors there, scan and upload your completed forms and supporting documents in a PDF, keep the originals for your records, and then you save and submit your application online. So let's have a look at the job sites that they have provided to see what is available there. So when you click on that link that they've provided for you to access jobs in Saskatchewan, you can see that they have about 10,094 jobs posted in Saskatchewan today. You can see you can view it based on occupation or view the jobs based on regions, depending on where it is you want to stay. You can peruse through and see the jobs available in those locations or under the discipline, basically. So now we're going to have a look under the oil, gas, mining and farming, because farming is in agriculture, it's under agriculture. You click on that, you've got about 429 options and you have all of these jobs for you to apply through or apply for. So ensure that the job that you are applying for is under the list of eligible codes, eligible jobs that the Saskatchewan government have said that they are looking to provide in permanent residency for. So ensure that you go through it properly. Before you then ask me, what are the documents I need then to have to be able to apply for this job? It is highlighted here. So you can see what it says: required documents. You need your proof of identity, you need work experience, you need academic credentials, and you need language ability. They've explained everything that you need. So after you've gotten a job from your employer, they told you what the job offer requirements should be all about. The letter must contain all of these informations here. The jobs that are eligible for this pathway has also been highlighted here. The language credentials, like I said, CLB4, they've given you options for you to use. So you can use your IELTS with listening of 4.5, reading 3.5, writing 4, and speaking 4. These are very low scores and these are very attainable. I think it's something everybody can achieve if you put your mind to it. So you have various options to consider. You've got the PTE, all of these options here. I'm not going to read everything out. So you also need your education and training credentials. Like they said, you need to have ensured that you've finished from high school. You need that certificate, work experience credentials, and all of these. So ensure that you go through the link in the description box to read through this properly if you are interested in this pathway. So let's peruse through the health talent pathway. So we go back on the link, we click on that one, and you can see it's almost the same thing. You need to have an offer for a skilled job in Saskatchewan, to be eligible for the health pathway, you need to meet the criteria of the subcategory, which we will read shortly. You also need to intend to reside in Saskatchewan. They do not want to give you a job, offer you residency, and you do not stay in the province. No, they want you to stay there. So eligibility is in two ways. It's either you do the non-express entry or you do the express entry. And they've told you all of these criteria for the non-express entry. You need to have English or proof of language proficiency. You need to have work experience. You need to be eligible for licensing as a healthcare practitioner that wants to stay in Saskatchewan. So if you're a nurse, you're a doctor, whatever discipline you are, you need to have license to work there. You need to have your post-secondary school education and, intend to stay in the location. And these are the jobs that are eligible, quite a number. You've seen managers in healthcare, specialists in surgery, veterinarians, dentists, optometrists, pharmacists, dietitians, psychologists. Oh my God, the list is long. So ensure that you go through it. You never can tell. Your job can be on the list. So ensure that you go through it properly. And so if you want to go through the express entry, they have told us that only those that are accepted into the express entry pool are eligible for this option. So if you are not eligible for the express entry, please go through the non-express entry. Give that a go, okay? They have also told us about the jobs that are eligible, and it's the same with the non-express entry, basically almost the same. So I would not go through it again. And just like how it was in the agriculture talent pathway, who cannot apply is the same. So if you're a refugee, you are not eligible to apply for this pathway, and you need to ensure that the documents you are providing, you fill all of the forms, the documents are complete, you do not misrepresent yourself or the people applying with you. So ensure that you do fill in your application appropriately. They've also given us a link to have a look for jobs, just like how they did in the agricultural aspect as well. And the process is still the same. When you get a job, you create an account, you complete all of the sections, you scan and you upload your completed forms and supporting documents in PDF, you save, and then you submit your applications online. So they have told you what you need to know about using an immigration representative. They say you do not need to use an immigration representative or consultant to apply in this pathway. If you choose to use a representative, you must make sure that they are a lawyer in Canada and they are in good standing with a provincial law society or licensed by the government of Saskatchewan. Basically, they're saying you can do this thing by yourself. You don't need to have somebody do it on your behalf. But just in case you want to use somebody, the person has to be in Canada, the person has to be licensed, the person has to be in good standing. So ensure that if you want to use somebody, the person you're using is legit. So you do not waste your money, you do not waste your time. And I think this is something you can do by yourself without involving a third party. All I have said in today's video, I've talked about the pathways that Saskatchewan government in Canada has introduced for those interested in healthcare, those in agriculture as well. This is something that you can give a go. It's something you can do by yourself. The eligibility criteria is not a lot, and they need a lot of international applicants. The labor shortage in the province is a lot, and they need to fill that, cover the gap as soon as possible. So if Canada is your dream country, I will encourage you to give this a go. And thank you so much for watching till the end. If you have not liked the content, please do like it, share it to friends and family members, people that you know they will find value from this content as well. Subscribe. It's not expensive. It won't cost you anything. So please do subscribe to the channel, and thank you for supporting me. Have a good day.